You're watching 11Alive, where Atlanta speaks. 11Alive News at 11:30 begins with breaking news. And we continue to track Tropical Depression Fred, a tornado warning just ending for Banks and Habersham counties minutes ago. This is a live look right now at the I-75 loop to 285. So normally in the distance there, you'd have a nice panoramic view of the city, but the gray clouds are still hanging overhead, blocking all of that. And with the heavy rain from Fred, we've been seeing some damage all across the metro this morning, like this huge tree that fell across Iverson Street in the Candler Park area in Atlanta. Coming up, why neighbors said this could have been a whole lot worse if it had fallen just a few feet to the right or left. And we're seeing also some flooded roads across the metro. The Rockdale County Sheriff's Office shared these photos with us, showing the rush of water just going across Old Covington Road near Leicester Road this morning. And right now, 11Alive Storm Tracker team is continuing to track Fred as it makes its way north this afternoon. We have team coverage for you, a lot going on. Meteorologist Chesley McNeil begins our coverage. Chesley, we are not in the clear just yet.
Not quite yet, especially for our northeastern counties as the storm continues to push further off to the north. You can see the counterclockwise flow right there. That would be the center circulation. So that's up closer to Atlanta right now. And most of the activity as far as severe weather goes has been up to the north and east of that center of circulation. So now it's starting to push a little bit further up to our northeastern counties here, where we just had a couple tornado warnings up toward Habersham County and into Banks County, where there could be some significant damage up there. The warnings are gone throughout the area right now, but that doesn't mean they can't fire back up, especially up here to the north. It's been a long, this line of convection that we've been seeing it, even as far south as Macon. It just kind of tracked further off to the north. We've been seeing brief spin up tornadoes throughout the area as well, right along this line, even as far over toward the east, now heading over toward the Augusta area, but this is where we could see more this afternoon. We zoom in here a little bit and you can see where we have that very heavy rain. What we've been watching for is the heavy rain, especially when it starts to turn this magenta color, right just north of here, north of Helen. This is in White County, and then you see these lightning strikes begin to strike up, and then that's where we start to see some twist in the atmosphere. So far, just the heavy rain. Tallulah Falls down toward Toccoa as well, and then heading further over toward the east. This is just north of Hartwell right here, where we had a tornado warning on this particular cell, but that is now has expired there. Everywhere else it has been on the light side. So we got some moderate rain that's over here to the north and west. We don't think we'll see any severe weather out of this at all, but we'll continue to watch it. And then the rain is really light, so lingering showers just around for places like McDonough, down through Griffin, over toward Peachtree City. I think the heavy rain for you is over as the storm system itself continues to lift further off to the north. We'll continue to watch that. You have a moderate pocket just south of the Rome area that extends down just to the east of Cedartown, and then down into Villa Rica as well. And so we'll continue to watch this as we head through the afternoon. It will continue to be light for the metro area. Even the tornado watch that lasts until 1 o'clock is mainly for our far eastern counties here, and that pushes further up into parts of South Carolina. Speaking of the watches, the warnings, all the severe thunderstorms that we had, or severe weather that we had in the area so far, let's go over to meteorologist Melissa Nord to show us the damage that we've had around the area so far.
Chesley, even though we still have a ways to go with this storm, and some of us still going to see some big impacts, the rain this morning, I mean, really did a number on the morning commute. I want to show you a photo from one of our 11Alive storm trackers, Jamie, out of Forsyth County. This is a construction site, and in the parking lot, this is actually water that's just standing everywhere, and we are seeing creek levels running high, stream levels running high, so getting some of that, and also video we've been getting in as well from our 11Alive storm trackers of just torrential rain, flooding, and it has been certainly a morning where a lot of roads have been waterlogged. Let's talk about, though, the tornado threat. And we've already had a couple of confirmed tornadoes based on radar signatures that we've seen. I want to zoom in first to Meriwether County. Our Christy Diaz was out here this morning, and we had trees that came down in northwestern Meriwether County from a tornado. Also out in Greene County, more damage from tornado, and just in the last half an hour we were on the air covering the tornado warning for Habersham and also Banks counties. We've got confirmed damage, structural damage, in fact, a barn that is damaged with a structural fire, and a report of a mobile home destroyed as well just outside Homer. I will tell you that one of our 11Alive storm trackers, Monica Nix, lives in Banks County. Chesley, she was so thankful she had her weather radio, her crank weather radio, to get her through these warnings when the power went out.
Excellent tool. Absolutely, an excellent tool to have in storms like these. Folks, if you don't have one, may want to get one. Also, download our app. It'll save you. It'll save you. You're looking at the flash flood watch that remains in effect. So even though the severe weather will pass to the north of us, we're still going to be looking at some of that rain coming down. So we still have flooding that could take place. Generally speaking, we're saying anywhere from 2 to 5 inches. So you have to be on the lookout for the roads out there as well. Speaking of the roads, let's go over to Crash Clark, who has a check on them right now. Hey, Crash.
Yeah, Chesley, I mean, this is a terrible scene right now on the downtown connector, folks. We want to give you a red alert. This is happening right now. Please, if you have to travel anywhere through the Midtown or downtown area or have anyone who needs to head that way, please pay attention here. This is a live look at the connector southbound right near William Street. If you're heading off towards Centennial Olympic Park, as you can see at the bottom of your screen there, it is a jackknife tractor trailer. Another vehicle looks like it is caught almost in the middle of the cab and the trailer itself. There is more activity off to the left of this, and what they're doing is shutting down the connector southbound. And I mean, they're closing it till what we're hearing from GDOT, 1 o'clock this afternoon. That's an hour and a half from now. All lanes are blocked. As you can see, traffic is absolutely backed all the way up beyond I-85 and I-75. It's just going to be a place you need to avoid. Now, we also have more flooding reported 20 westbound near 285 over in Fulton County, along with wrecks on I-20 westbound at MLK and 285. You could see those delays coming up the west side perimeter. More flooding on the 285 eastbound ramp to Buford Highway, but a little bit of good news there. They have just opened up that ramp. Folks, once again, a live look, the connector southbound at William Street. Avoid the downtown connector southbound until at least 1 p.m. Now let's show you some incredible video we shot earlier. This was the scene on I-85 southbound near Jimmy Carter Boulevard this morning. Heavy rain from Fred causing flooding in the 3 left lanes there, the 4 right lanes actually, for about an hour. You could see the cars still speeding through those very dangerous conditions. GDOT cleared the drains, and now all lanes on I-85 southbound are back open. And as we mentioned, 285 eastbound, the ramp to Buford Highway was closed with what we were calling Lake Norcross. It was that much water. We spoke with Natalie Dale from GDOT.
Been on the downtown connector. Certainly a lot of congestion comes through there, which means a lot of trash goes through there. Signs on the side of the road that can easily be swept up into the system. We pull things out like hubcaps that can back up.
All right, remember, avoid that downtown connector southbound at William Street. We'll update you at 11alive.com. Aisha?
All right, Crash, thank you. So some of the worst damage we're seeing closest to Atlanta is over in the Candler Park area right now. A huge tree just fell a little bit ago, blocking Iverson Street. Christy Diaz is live there right now to give us a look at what's happening there near Candler Park. Christy.
Aisha, I'm lucky we got a break in the chainsaw so I can hear you, but crews are making quick work of this massive tree that fell down here in the Candler Park neighborhood. This is right across Iverson Street. If you look at these huge stumps on the sidewalk here, it gives you an idea of how big this tree is, because that's not even the main stump of the tree, the main trunk. That's just a branch that they're taking off piece by piece. And then where Boise's pointing the camera now, it's toward the roots of the tree. And then if you point to the left here, you can actually see the house that it fell on across the street. The person staying here right now, Chris Gaffney, he's babysitting and the dogs for his daughter, house sitting, and said this tree really thread the needle here, because if it had fallen either a couple of feet to the left or a couple of feet to the right, it could have done some serious damage to the houses right next to it. Luckily, no one was hurt here. We did hear that the neighbor across the street is okay. Actually went outside this morning to grab coffee. But it did, when this tree came down, it took down power lines with it. It ruptured a gas line. So it took a couple of hours for crews to cut off the gas before they could start taking apart this tree. And now they're doing it piece by piece. But now I want you to hear from Chris about what it sounded like when this tree came down early this morning.
About 6:30 this morning, we heard a crash and a white flash and a thud. And I came out here, and this, beautiful oak tree, it just toppled over. That tree, it was a beautiful, it was the most beautiful oak tree I've ever seen. And look at it, it's healthy.
Yeah, he said he didn't hear or feel any major wind, so really, Aisha, he thinks that the ground was just so saturated that it couldn't hold it up anymore.
All right, that is quite the scene there, Christy. Thanks for giving us a perspective on just how big it is and spanning all the way across the street. We are glad there were no injuries there. So the heavy rain also bringing down this huge tree on Coleman Creek Circle in Meriwether County near Luthersville. This happened overnight. This is a pretty rural area, so you know the traffic impact out there, that wasn't huge, and the road was back open within a few hours. But the tree did tangle up some power lines as it was coming down. That is always dangerous. So it may feel a little bit like deja vu for some Coweta County residents. Tropical Depression Fred is leaving damage all across the area. We're talking down trees and power outages. 11Alive's Mara Siriani is in East Noonan surveying the damage and has the very latest from Coweta County.
We've been surveying the damage here in Coweta County really all morning, and right now I'm actually in East Noonan standing along Highway 29 South, and I will show you a large tree in this area is blocking the roadway. It came down around 8 o'clock this morning, and it also brought down some power lines with it, and I'm not sure, I'll try to show you this way. You can see Georgia power crews are also on scene, and they are making quick work. I've been to several different scenes of reported damage across the county, and a lot of it's already been cleaned up. That's the good news. It was a messy morning commute, but they are definitely making quick work of things out here. It's definitely a day to stay weather aware, but it's certainly nothing like we saw here in Coweta County back in March.
All right, Mara, thank you. So you can do it safely. Send us your photos and videos of the damage you are seeing in your area. Just head on over to the 11Alive Storm Trackers page. Ask to become a member, and we're going to let you in. Then that's where you can share your photos and videos with us, and you might see them right here on air or even online. Stay with us. More weather coverage. We'll be right back.
As far as the traffic, be it good or bad.
He just feels like your Uncle Joe that's on the show, that's out there to make everybody laugh and feel comfortable, yet bring important traffic reports.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
They come in every day with the same spirit, with the same professionalism.
You can see the passion that comes with their reporting.
Even delivering the bad news is just a great environment that they're presenting to us.
How can you really tell whether a viral story is true or false? 11Alive's Verify breaks down the claims with facts and experts so you can know whether you're seeing truth or misinformation. Watch Verify only on 11Alive News.
Morning news is just a little bit of everything to give everyone what they need to start their day. Chesley does a fantastic job of making it relatable and making it digestible. Crash with Traffic makes it so interesting, and I love his energy. Francesca is so smart and brilliant, and I love the way she researches stories. You're always going to get the most accurate information.
Watch Aisha, Francesca, Chesley, and Crash on the 11Alive Morning News, weekdays 5 to 7.
Chesley, I just think that he's a great weather guy. He really knows what he's doing.
I love the weather because Chesley has been absolutely fabulous.
I like the way that Chesley will take the time to explain something, and I feel like I'm sitting in his classroom.
The Locked On Podcast is your new place to keep up with your team every day. Falcons, Hawks, Braves, Bulldogs. Expert analysis on Atlanta and SEC sports. Listen and subscribe at 11alive.com/lockedon.
News happens fast. Stream it faster. 11Alive News is now on Roku. Stream live newscasts and watch on demand. 11Alive News. Stream now on Roku.
Crash is definitely the funniest.
He makes it enjoyable as far as the traffic, be it good or bad.
He just feels like your Uncle Joe that's on the show, that's out there to make everybody laugh and feel comfortable, yet bring important traffic reports.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you.
We continue our coverage of Tropical Depression Fred. This is a live look at Centennial Olympic Park via EarthCam. You can see the raindrops on the camera downtown is quiet after Fred came through. Meteorologist Chesley McNeil is here tracking Fred for us. He's going to have a live update coming up in just a few minutes. But now let's get to some other stories, including this one here. Students learning virtually in DeKalb County Schools Flex Academy are finally back online today after some technology issues. The McCray family shared these screenshots showing what their daughter Raven ran into when she tried to get online yesterday morning. It wasn't until today that she was finally able to see her assignments. Her family says other parents were posting online that their kids were locked out even longer.
They should be prepared because we just had a whole year virtual. Like there are less students in the virtual environment this year, and their education is very important. So I don't know why they weren't prepared.
The district did send parents a message that it was aware of the problem and they were working to fix it, but it did not respond to our specific questions when we reached out to them this morning.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. A very wet afternoon for us as the rain is now shifting up here to the north. There's a live look at the Blue Ridge area where the rain is coming down. Folks getting out and about, of course, not as heavy as what it will be up in Blue Ridge. The heavier rain at least is coming toward your way. All right, we are continuing to watch and monitor what's taking place as far as any severe weather goes. We've been seeing these brief spin-up tornadoes in the area really all morning long. Started as early as 4 o'clock this morning. We had one down to the south over toward northern parts of Meriwether County. Then we saw them over toward Macon and then slowly started to progress further off to the north, right around these outer bands that have been pushing further off to the north. The center of circulation where Fred, or what used to be Fred, now the remnants of Fred, now starting to slide a little bit further off to the north, almost adjacent to Atlanta, but starting to slide a little bit further off to the north where the convection has been, or at least the heftier storms have been to the north and east of the center. And so that's where we have it right now. We'll be moving out of our area, but still have it momentarily. It has been strong as well. Lots of heavy rain associated with this, and also those brief spin-ups. Now, we could still see them. This is Rabun County here, all right? Habersham County, just to the south of that. You can see over the northern parts of that, we do have that heavy rain. We've been watching where we have these reds and magenta colors that's happening to pop up, and then you get these lightning strikes that pop up as well, and then we get these little spin-ups. Haven't seen that over here to the north and west, and don't think we'll see that at all. We do have some very heavy rain that's still coming down in parts of Floyd County, southern Floyd County into Polk County as well, so we'll watch that. And then some lighter bands where we've already had that heavy rain down here to the south that will continue to rotate around that area of low pressure. As far as the tornado watch goes, is now pushing further off here to the north and east. Rabun County is still included in that, and our easternmost counties adjacent to parts of South Carolina in the tornado watch. As far as the metro area goes, we're not anticipating seeing any more tornadoes around, but we'll still have that rain out there, and that rain has been heavy, leading to some flood watches in our area, even some flood warnings around as well. Here to talk more about that is Melissa Nord.
Yeah, and I want to show you a great video from one of our 11Alive storm trackers, Chesley. We love getting these videos and photos in because you guys are our eyes and ears in the field. And this one is from Jerry Williams in Cumming, and you can see this reminds me of the metro steps in D.C. when they had heavy rain a couple years ago. The flood waters just coming down the stairs there. All right, so let's talk about how much rain that we've already picked up from Tropical Depression Fred. And what's interesting, looking at this map, this is 24-hour rainfall. You kind of almost see these streaks of red. These are kind of the paths of where those bands have been rotating around the center of Fred. So some of us have picked up in excess of 3, close to 4 inches of rain. Around the metro, the bulk of that came in during the morning commute. So did a number on the roads, and some of the rain estimates where we still have a flash flood warning in effect, about 2 to 3 inches right along the eastern side of Atlanta. We'll head up to the northeast Georgia mountains. Also some rainfall totals above 3 inches. So we've still got a couple of flash flood warnings. That includes Banks County, where we have a reporter heading out there to check out some damage from a possible tornado. And Chesley, how much additional rain could we be talking about? In the Atlanta metro, likely only about another inch, but as you head up into northeast Georgia, some of those totals could still be another 2, 3, even 4 inches.
Yep, so we'll be looking out for that heavy rain. Take a look at it here on our forecast track model. Expecting that heavy rain to continue to push further off to the north as we head through the rest of the afternoon. Even by 6 p.m. tonight, we could could see some clearing taking place where we'll get a little sunshine before it sets, right? We'll see clearing skies through the overnight. I think there'll be a few extra clouds around by Wednesday. There's only a 30 to 40% chance for an afternoon scattered shower or thunderstorm. So perhaps our driest day before we'll start to see more of those showers beginning to push in as we head into Thursday. So you're looking at a higher chance for the rain on Thursday. Either way, we'll hold on to it. A low chance for the rest of the week, down to a 30% chance for Friday, 89 for the high, 89 again on Saturday with that 30% chance for rain. We'll go up to 90 on Sunday with a 20% chance for the rain. Aisha, back over to you.
All right, Chesley and Melissa, thank you. So you can get those important warnings and stay connected to severe weather coverage with the 11Alive app. All you have to do is tap on that gear icon in the upper right corner and select notification settings. Then make sure severe weather alerts are toggled to on. You can also choose to receive only the most critical warnings or all advisories, watches, and warnings. The 11Alive storm trackers are here to prepare you, not scare you. All you have to do is download the 11Alive app. All right, so could vaccine mandates become common practice if the FDA approves the current COVID vaccinations? Up next, our Why Guy explains. But first, let's get you back to our severe storm trackers there with more information. Chesley.
Yeah, we just have a tornado warning that just popped up here for parts of Rayburn and Habersham counties here. We'll go in a little bit on this and show you exactly what's taking place now. You can see it here down toward Toccoa. We're looking at the possibility of a tornado. We've got some rotation in this cell here that will continue to push further off to the north. Now, this is Habersham County here. All right, you see Toccoa just to the south of that, Stevens County there, and then this part here is a part of South Carolina, and then Rayburn County is up here to the north. So Rayburn County sticks out a little bit there, South Carolina, and then into Stevens County there, and Habersham County right here. All right, that tornado warning is set to last until about 12:30 this afternoon, so we'll continue to watch that and monitor that. We're going to need to switch over to, there we go, I think we've done it. All right, there it is. So we're looking at, again, Habersham County, Coney County, Rayburn County, Stevens County is included in this particular warning right here. So we're looking at places, if you take a look at the VELS velocity, call it VELS for short. Well, we are not seeing, it's probably going to be hard to see this far up to the north where that rotation is. It's going to be really hard to pick out. But I would say right in here, possibly, but that's into South Carolina there. They included Toccoa, so probably looking somewhere down here to the south and extended that further up to the north. So we'll have to watch that. It's going to be really hard to really pick out exactly where they're seeing that rotation this far away from the radar.
Sorry, I'm backing up the radar scan because the National Weather Service are actually saying, you know, it may have pulsed right there just near Toccoa, and it's already looking less impressive in this latest scan. It looks like it's kind of crossed the county line, but it could move back into that jut out in Rayburn County here shortly.
Right, so this would be parts of South Carolina here, all right? And so this would be our county there, and then notice how it kind of bends in a little bit right there. All right, so we'll have to watch that and see if that's what they're looking at there. But again, these are those brief spin-ups, folks, and so where you see that rotation, that's where the National Weather Service will issue a tornado warning, and then, you know, they could just fan right out. Okay, so again, we'll continue to watch it for you, but we're thinking now it has crossed the border into South Carolina. This area right in here is what we're looking at on the velocities. Green shows us winds moving toward the radar. Red shows us winds moving away from the radar, and it's right in there where you get that little couplet where we have some rotation there. So we'll continue to watch that as we continue to look at this beginning to move to the north. So you talk about places like Battle Creek in the vicinity of this. Again, this is into South Carolina, and then we're talking about heading further up to the north over into parts of Rayburn County, could move back into Rayburn County. So we'll continue to monitor that as we go along. Go back to the reflectivity real quick if we can see that. I just want to take a look at this. Okay, so when you look here, it shows over toward Turnerville that we have that very heavy rain right there.
Here, let me change it back over to the South Carolina radar so we're getting a better look
and that'll give us a better look at it. So this is the area that we're looking at right here, really for that spin. Got the heavy rain over toward Turnerville. It's outside of the polygon here. Here's Clayton. This is up in Rayburn County. So this is also our county, which kind of extends outward. All right, and then you got South Carolina right there, so that would be the border there. But this moving up to the north, so we'll see it begin to move back into our area if it holds together. If it holds together, probably around 12 o'clock, closer to 12 o'clock, and then up toward Clayton by 12:14. If it holds together that long, and then up toward York by 12:11. So this is what this track is telling us right here. Is it another one of those fast movers like we saw with the last one?
They're saying 35 miles per hour,
35.
but it could potentially be higher than that. I don't have any new information other than it's just radar indicated. There was like 1 or 2 great scans. And then it's looking less impressive, this latest one. But with these tropical systems, as Chesley, you've been tracking all morning, they kind of spin up, spin down. It's very quick. They may put a brief, weak tornado on the ground.
Yeah. So we have to continue to watch that. But again, right now, that rotation, if we have some, or a tornado on the ground, would be into South Carolina, okay? Notice the heavy rain here over toward, just to the west of that, into Habersham County. Parts of Habersham County is in the warning area, so you're saying just to the east of Turnerville here is where we're watching some very heavy rain coming down as well, and that extends up into Rayburn County. You can see just about half of that county in the warning area, and so we just mentioned that. We just talked about that as far as the tornadoes spinning up. This would be the area that we would receive or see that action or activity begin to pop up, and so far that's what we're seeing. And so obviously the National Weather Service has been watching this as well. Saw that brief spin up that was in northern parts of Stevens County, and now just slid just across the border now and could move back into parts of Rayburn County. So we'll have to watch that. We also have a couple flash flood warnings out as well. This one just to the north of perimeter right there, over into Cobb County, into northern parts of Fulton County, and then we have another one here with that heavy rain that just pushed through. And so even though the rain is out, you still have that flash flood warning because again, flooding takes a while for that to run off. But we're really focused on what's taking place here. Again, Habersham, Oconee, looks like Stevens, and also Rayburn County under the tornado warning until they said 12:15. Was it 12:15? Was the until 12:15? Okay, and so we're watching for some rotation here. Again, I'm thinking right here, looking at this particular scan would be the best area that we could be seeing some spin. I'm trying to see. Over in these areas, really don't see much going on. And again, when you notice a spin on a radar, okay, that's when the signal would be initiated, all right? But with these brief spin ups, you'll get that spin initially, and then with the next scan, it can be gone away or it begins to broaden out. So we'll watch that. But right now, the best rotation that I see is right here where Melissa has put a circle around that, which is over into South Carolina right now. So we're going to stay on the air here and monitor this just in case it continues to push further off to the north. Now, with that last warning we had, the one that was over into Banks County, that was the one in Banks County was a really fast mover, and so that really went up and jumped into Habersham County. So we'll have to see if this does the same thing or has that same characteristic where it continues to push further off to the north and could jump right back into our one of our northern counties up here to the far north. So we'll have to watch that as we go along. All right, if you go back to reflectivity for me real quick here. Again, we're talking about the heavy rain. What we've been watching and what has been signaling us as far as those tornadoes go has been the very heavy rain with this particular band that you see that's just north and east of the center of rotation. That's where we've been seeing the tornadoes begin to fire up. Now what we'd see is, and what you're seeing here with the orange is some heavy rain, but the heaviest rain that comes up in the red and then eventually turning to magenta, we'd see that, and then a few lightning strikes, and then boom, you get this rotation that pops up. Haven't seen the lightning strikes associated with this as of yet, but again, Doppler indicating that what could be at least a tornado. At least we have it Doppler indicated, which means there is some spin in the clouds there. So we'll continue to watch that. We also are watching the flash flood warnings that are in the area as well. That's the other side of this. Okay, so you got the story of the tornadoes, but you also have the flash flooding that's taking place throughout the area. We have warnings now. You can see over the Atlanta metro area right now, and then up here to the north, so Rayburn County into parts of Habersham County, down through Banks County as well. We do have the flash flood warnings that are taking place with that heavy rain that's continuing to push around. You don't have very heavy rain right here, at least, but again, with the runoff, that could be taking place. So we have to be on the lookout for that. All right, let's go back to reflectivity. Again, what we're watching is the potential of a tornado that's up here, moving up into the northeast, our northeasternmost counties here. We believe that rotation, again, is just across the border into South Carolina, but is moving up toward Rayburn County, which is right here. Okay, so we'll continue to watch that. This would be a little east of Tallulah Falls, sliding up to the north. You see the counties that are are in the warning area: Habersham County, Oconee County, Rayburn County, and Stevens County, which would be a little bit further down here to the south where it would have begun, just to the north of Toccoa. And so we'll continue to watch that. Back to the VELs now. You can see the velocity. And again, not seeing much here at all. Slide a little bit further down to the south for me, Melissa. Let's just again check out.
This is that radar out of.
We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
This is the radar that is out of South Carolina. The other thing I think about is right near Tallulah Falls and Toccoa. It's very mountainous and hilly, and it's also not close to the radar, so
right.
It's hard to see.
Really hard to see once you start getting up into these areas, as we mentioned earlier. So again, as long as it's a warning here, we're going to continue to stay on the air and keep you updated. What happens is the National Weather Service will send us some updates as they get information in, and we'll pass that along to you as well, at least as far as what they're thinking, as far as whether or not to allow this to expire or to continue the warning on, okay, as it continues to push further off to the north. So we'll continue to watch it for you. Tallulah Falls is here, where we think the rotation is just to the east of that, okay? But you can't let your guard down in Tallulah Falls. You are in the warning area right here, so it's probably best to go ahead and get into your safe place right now. And then further off to the north, Rayburn County, just about half the county in this warning polygon right here. So places like Clayton up toward Dillard, you're looking at the possibility for a tornado to move into your area. They have allowed it to expire.
They're going to cancel it.
Yeah, we were thinking that again, as the rotation has been very broad. And again, still keep your guard up for places just to the east of that. We're talking about northern parts of White County into Union and Towns County as well. We'll be back right after this.
That comes with their reporting.
Even delivering bad news is just a great environment that they're presenting to us.
How can you really tell whether a viral story is true or false? 11Alive's Verify breaks down the claims with facts and experts so you can know whether you're seeing truth or misinformation. Watch Verify only on 11Alive News.
Morning news is just a little bit of everything to give everyone what they need to start their day. Chesley does a fantastic job of making it relatable and making it digestible. Crash with Traffic makes it so interesting, and I love his energy. Francesca is so smart and brilliant, and I love the way she researches stories. You're always going to get the most accurate information.
Watch Aisha, Francesca, Chesley, and Crash on the 11Alive Morning News, weekdays 5 to 7.
Chesley, I just think that he's a great weather guy. He really knows what he's doing.
I love the weather because Chesley has been absolutely fabulous.
I like the way that Chesley will take the time to explain something, and I feel like I'm sitting in his classroom.
The Locked On Podcast is your new place to keep up with your team every day. Falcons, Hawks, Braves, Bulldogs. Expert analysis on Atlanta and SEC sports. Listen and subscribe at 11alive.com/lockedon.
News happens fast. Stream it faster. 11Alive News is now on Roku. Stream live newscasts and watch on demand. 11Alive News. Stream now on Roku.
Crash is definitely the funniest.
He makes it enjoyable as far as the traffic, be it good or bad.
He just feels like your Uncle Joe that's on the show, that's out there to make everybody laugh and feel comfortable, yet bring important traffic reports.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
They come in every day with the same spirit, with the same professionalism.
You can see the passion that comes with their reporting.
Even delivering bad news is just a great environment that they're presenting to us.
How can you really tell whether a viral story is true or false? 11Alive's Verify breaks down the claims with facts and experts so you can know whether you're seeing truth or misinformation. Watch Verify only on 11Alive News.
Morning news is just a little bit of everything to give everyone what they need to start their day. Chesley does a fantastic job of making it relatable and making it digestible. Crash with Traffic makes it so interesting, and I love his energy. Francesca is so smart and brilliant, and I love the way she researches stories. You're always going to get the most accurate information. You're watching 11 Alive, where Atlanta speaks. 11 Alive News at noon begins with breaking news. We continue to track Tropical Depression Fred, a tornado warning just ending for Banks and Habersham counties minutes ago. This is a live look right now at the I-75 loop to 285. So on a regular day, you'd be able to see that panoramic view of the city. Those gray clouds thick and really blocking that nice view. With the heavy rain from Fred, we've been seeing some damage all across the metro this morning. This is a huge tree that fell across Iverson Street in the Candler Park area in Atlanta. Coming up, white neighbors out there say this could have been a whole lot worse if it had fallen just a few feet to the left or to the right. Now let's take you to these flooded roads. A lot of you experiencing this on your morning commute and even right now. The Rockdale County Sheriff's Office shared these photos showing the rush of water just going right across Old Covington Road near Leicester Road this morning. Right now, 11 Alive storm trackers have been working hard this morning throughout the noon hour, continuing to track Fred. It seems like it's weakening, but that doesn't mean anything for us right now because we are still seeing those storms and popping up warnings and watches too. Chesley, kicking off our coverage right now, not in the clear. And
it's just that quick, right? We were talking about that just last half hour, that these things could pop up at any moment, at anywhere along this line here. And we saw that over into northern parts of Stevens County. Now, it did push into South Carolina and then just kind of fizzled out from there. There's the center of circulation there. It's been to the north and east of that center where we've been seeing all that convection, and along that line is where we've been seeing those tornadoes begin to pop up. And so we have that up here toward Clayton right now, where we have the heavy rain that's coming down. It would be in this area here. So from Clayton County over to Union and Towns County, northern parts of White County, that if anything that happens to pop up, that's where we're going to see it. Most other areas seem to be in the clear for now. Now over to the northwest, we just have some moderate rain, a couple pockets here and there, but that'll be it, especially traveling along I-75, which is going to continue to add to the flooding, of course. Down toward Floyd County here in Rome, you got these oranges in here, a little bit of red here poking in, a little isolated cell right there. You got some very heavy rain, and that extends down just to the east of Cedartown as well. Very light rain to drizzle just about everywhere else from Atlanta down through Peachtree City into Eatonton as well. Down in Jasper, Putnam County, we have again some light rain there over toward the Athens area as well. I think that's what we're going to see for the rest of the afternoon, but any severe weather that we find will be mainly up here toward the north and east. That's where we have the tornado watch that continues. We're watching for tornadoes to pop up, especially here in Clayton County. I would include Union and Towns County in that as well, as this cell continues to rotate around that area of low pressure. All right, speaking of the rainfall and all that heavy rain we've had, we also had some damage in the area as well. Melissa Nord is here to talk about that.
Yeah, and Charlie, some of these rainfall totals very impressive. We've had some reports, this is radar indicated over the last 24 hours, some of these reports that were in excess of 3 to even 4 inches, and that's why we're still dealing with some flooding issues across the metro. Want to talk about, we've now got 4 kind of confirmed tornado reports from across North Georgia. The first of which, this was early this morning. Christy Diaz saw trees down. This was in northwestern Meriwether County. Those have since been cleaned up. Also out towards Greene County, more trees down and some minor structural damage as well. And then our latest tornado warning that we had, well, I say latest, but now we just had another one up in Raven and Habersham counties. But this was from Banks County earlier, where we have Latasha Givens heading to the scene right now. This is more significant. The power was out near Homer when this storm was hitting. A mobile home potentially destroyed near the Homer area in Banks County, and also multiple reports of damage with a barn destroyed in a structural fire. So it's been a pretty significant morning. Fred is just a tropical depression at this point, but we still have some heavy rain coming, and Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb joins us now. We got the whole team almost here, Chris, and we got more rain to come.
Yeah, and you can see here the overview of what is causing all of this, and we've been tracking this system for days. This is what is still Tropical Depression Fred, and you can see the center of the circulation right here. We'll widen out just a little bit more so you can get a good look at this on the bigger picture here. There's the center of circulation right now coming in through the Atlanta area. It was centered just south of Atlanta. It's now moving through Atlanta. That's the center of circulation right here. And as we've been telling you for the past few days, the main threats and the main impacts from that system are on the right-hand side of it. And that's where we're seeing all of that very heavy rain that's been moving through. And in those squalls that Chesley and Melissa have been covering so well for you throughout the day today, that's where we've been seeing some of those tornado warnings. Now, we still have a risk throughout the rest of the day as that center of circulation moves up toward the north and east, that in northeast Georgia and then moving into the Carolinas, South Carolina, North Carolina, That's where we're going to see that continued chance for severe weather. But as Chesley and Melissa have been telling you, that watch has been canceled for the metro area. So our severe weather threat is over, but we're still going to have to watch for rain. And with all the runoff, even with the rain letting up, there is still going to be potential for some flash flooding to occur. And we have seen some issues on the roads out there today. Let's get right to Crash Clark right now with an update on the crazy traffic.
Been all morning, and it's probably going to take us all the way into late in the afternoon as well. But this is what we're looking at right now, a live look from the Sky Tracker showing all lanes remaining completely shut down on the downtown connector as they try to clear a tractor trailer wreck. Now, this was a jackknife tractor trailer. We have not heard any extent of any injuries, but they have been holding all lanes to clear this thing on the connector southbound at William Street, and it has become an absolute nightmare trying to get into Midtown. I-85 backing up towards Georgia 400, 75. Hopefully folks are getting the word because they're not even backing up towards Northside Drive. But again, you are shut down. Here's your way around it. And I know it's a long way, but go 285 through DeKalb, south to the airport. You could use the west side, but there's a lot of activity on 285 south near I-20 with road flooding. Northside Drive will help you. Spring or Peachtree Streets will also give you a little assistance. Let me show you just some of this solid traffic. Folks are standing still on the connector southbound. No word yet when they're going to reopen all lanes at William Street. Aisha?
All right, Crash, that is a hot mess. So some of the worst damage we are seeing closest to Atlanta is over in the Candler Park area right now. We're talking about this huge tree that came down just a little while ago, blocking Iverson Street. Let's get you to Christy Diaz to give us perspective on just how huge it is going all across the road, Christy.
Aisha, I mean, this tree is big, and I'm going to give you some perspective to show you just how big it is. This tree went all the way across Iverson Street. It really threaded the needle between two houses. Luckily, it didn't fall 3 or 4 feet to the left or the right because would have been a lot of damage there. It did hit the house across the street. You can see where it hit the roof. A couple of the branches I saw earlier as they were cleaning it went straight through the window. And now, if you look down here at the sidewalk, look at those huge stumps. That is not even the main trunk of the tree. So that shows you that's a branch. That shows you how big this tree is. The main trunk of the tree is over here, kind of behind this wooden fence, and to us the roots look pretty healthy here, but this was a huge oak tree, and now the debris across the street is what they're working on. The chainsaws have taken a break, but the guy staying at this house sitting for his daughter, definitely woke up to a huge sound. Take a listen.
About 6:30 this morning, we heard a crash and a white flash and a thud. And I came out here and this, beautiful oak tree, it just toppled over. That tree, it was a beautiful, big, it was the most beautiful oak tree I've ever seen. And look at it, it's healthy.
And this is the only one on this street like this. And the homeowner here said he didn't hear any major wind, so he really thinks that the ground is just so saturated it couldn't hold up this huge tree anymore. Aisha.
And that's been a recipe all across the area, seeing those trees come down because the ground is just so soaked right now. All right, thank you, Christy. Stay safe out there. And if you can do it safely, send us your photos and videos of the damage you've been seeing in your area. Head to the 11Alive Storm Tracker's Facebook page and you can ask to become a member. We'll let you in, and that's where you can upload your photos and videos. We'll be right back.
I love the way she researches stories. You're always going to get the most accurate information.
Watch Aisha, Francesca, Chesley, and Crash on the 11Alive Morning News, weekdays 5 to 7.
Chesley, I just think that he's a great weather guy. He really knows what he's doing.
I love the weather because Chesley has been absolutely fabulous.
I like the way that Chesley will take the time to explain something, and I feel like I'm sitting in his classroom.
The Locked On Podcast is your new place to keep up with your team every day. Falcons, Hawks, Braves, Bulldogs. Expert analysis on Atlanta and SEC sports. Listen and subscribe at 11alive.com/lockedon.
News happens fast. Stream it faster. 11Alive News is now on Roku. Stream live newscasts and watch on demand. 11Alive News. Stream now on Roku.
Crash is definitely the funniest.
He makes it enjoyable as far as the traffic, be it good or bad.
He just feels like your Uncle Joe that's on the show, that's out there to make everybody laugh and feel comfortable, yet bring important traffic reports.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
They come in every day with the same spirit, with the same professionalism.
You can see the passion that comes with their reporting.
Even delivering the bad news is just a great environment that they're presenting to us.
How can you really tell whether a viral story is true or false? 11Alive's Verify breaks down the claims with facts and experts so you can know whether you're seeing truth or misinformation. Watch Verify only on 11Alive News.
Morning news is just a little bit of everything to give everyone what they need to start their day. Chesley does a fantastic job of making it relatable and making it digestible. Crash with Traffic makes it so interesting, and I love his energy. Francesca is so smart and brilliant, and I love the way she researches stories. You're always going to get the most accurate information.
Watch Aisha, Francesca, Chesley, and Crash on the 11Alive Morning News, weekdays 5 to 7.
Chesley, I just think that he's a great weather guy. He really knows what he's doing.
I love the weather because Chesley has been absolutely.
All right, thanks for staying locked in with us as we continue to cover Tropical Depression Fred. This is a live look at Centennial Olympic Park via EarthCam. You can see the raindrops on the camera, a little bit more of a clearer picture because it was just drenched the last half hour we showed it to you. Downtown is still pretty quiet right now after Fred came through. That's unless you were on the downtown connector heading south, as Crash Clark just told us. That's a mess. Meteorologist Chesley McNeil is here tracking Fred. We're going to have a live update coming your way. Hey, Chesley.
Thanks a lot, Aisha. Yeah, we're looking at that heavy rain now pushing further off to the north. This is our live camera over in Blue Ridge. You can see some of that heavy rain continue to come down. Not a lot of folks out like they would be in the afternoon, hanging out to get some lunch, right? And so you need to be on the lookout up here in Blue Ridge. There's Blue Ridge right there, extending a little bit further over here toward the east as well into Rayburn County. Here's Clayton right there. It's in this heavy band of rain that we've been seeing these brief spin-ups. And so you have to be on the lookout there, especially in Rayburn County. I think that's where we have it, at least the last batch of heavy rain that will continue to push further off to the north before we'll see the end of at least those tornadoes, those brief tornadoes. Now over here to the north and west, we're not expecting tornadoes, but we still have that rain, heavy rain as well. You can see it's coming down moderately from Calhoun down to Adairsville over into Georgia's Rome. Got some moderate, some heavy pockets in here, but again, not expecting any severe weather over here. The center of circulation is right about there, and it will continue to slide further off to the north and east. You can see some lighter bands as well over from Athens to Social Circle, over toward Atlanta, Peachtree City, and that's where it's going to be, I think, off and on for the rest of the afternoon. Notice this as well, a little bit clearing over here to the far west, heading down toward LaGrange, and so that will be our trend as we head toward the later afternoon. You may get a little bit of sunshine in here before it sets today, but that'll be it. Now we still have that tornado watch that remains in effect for Rayburn County, really, and then some of our far eastern counties that butt up against South Carolina here. A lot of that has now pushed over toward the border or across the border, as you can see. So we'll continue to monitor that as we head into the afternoon, and also that heavy rain that is around the area. Speaking of the heavy rain, Melissa Nord has been watching those rain totals and has more for us this morning.
Yeah, and Chesley, brand new flash flood warning just coming out. This is going to be for Lumpkin and White counties up there. This is going to run through the afternoon. So we're getting a lot of reports with all this rain coming down in a short amount of time, very mountainous terrain, hills and valleys. It's got to go somewhere. So it's running off and it's creating some flash flood issues. So this new flash flood warning runs until 6:15 this evening. Look at some of these rainfall reports so far. Some of these up near Banks County and up closer to Habersham and Rabun County, some of these rain reports estimated 4 to 5 inches. That's all coming down in about a 12-hour period from Tropical Depression Fred. Now, we're still going to see the next couple of hours this afternoon that potential up in far north Georgia of a couple of more inches of rain. Now, in the Atlanta metro, we got a lot of rain earlier. Those heavy rainfall rates will be winding down. We just have some wraparound moisture, so additional rain will likely be less than an inch. But it's looking like the flood potential certainly is staying elevated through the afternoon up in the northeast Georgia mountains. Now for more on a big overview of where Fred is going, let's turn now to Chris Holcomb, Chief Meteorologist.
Yeah, and we've been watching this system moving up through our area, and it's pretty much been acting like we thought it would, with the center of circulation moving up through the panhandle of Florida, right up near the Georgia-Alabama line, and now the center of circulation right over us here in Atlanta. And we were expecting yesterday, when we were showing you the tracks, that it would be a tropical depression over the city. Now it's over us and will continue moving up toward the north and east. And on the right-hand side of this, that's where we've been seeing those squalls and those bands that have been producing the rotation, and that's what has been triggering those warnings that were in effect for our area a little bit earlier. But now, as the system is moving up toward the north and east, it's going to keep most of the impacts on the right-hand side of it, and that's where we're seeing that severe weather threat going away. So for now, we're not really concerned about additional severe thunderstorms around. We're still going to deal with some breezes, though, this afternoon, with that wind advisory still in effect, and then also watching some additional rain coming in, but it looks like the heaviest of the rain is still going to be pushing on out. So Chesley, as you know, we're going to see some improvements in this weather, but we're not going to totally dry out. We're still going to have some rain chances for later on in the week too.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we'll continue to watch that as we go along here. Now, let's take a look at our forecast track model. I want to track it out for you hour by hour. That heavy rain well up to the north is now starting to slide into parts of South Carolina as well. That will continue to push out of our area. Notice we still have the cloud cover around, some scattered showers. Chris is going to walk us through that throughout the afternoon, especially with that flooding potential still there. Notice the clouds starting to break up a little bit down here to the south. So again, you may get a little bit of sun before it sets later on tonight. As that continues to push further off to the north, we'll continue to clear it out through the overnight, and I think we'll get some sunshine in here by tomorrow. In fact, that's going to help to heat us up as well. As we head into the afternoon on Wednesday, got a low chance for the rain. I'm going to give it a 30 to 40% chance for some afternoon scattered showers. Perhaps an embedded thunderstorm is possible as well. And then you'll notice the clouds begin to increase as we head into Thursday. We'll be looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies with a little better chance for that rain and thunderstorm activity to kind of push in as we head into Thursday afternoon. We'll be looking at another 40 to 50% chance Thursday afternoon, and we'll hold on to a slight chance as we head into the weekend as well. Let me put the 7-day outlook up there, Melissa. Maybe. All right. So either way, temperatures will start to warm up as we head further into the week. You're looking at 88 degrees for the high temperature tomorrow and Thursday. By the time we get to Friday, we're looking at 89 degrees for the high temperature. And then we'll be looking at temperatures getting back up to 90 degrees for Sunday and into the beginning of next week.
All right, so you can get those important warnings and stay connected to severe weather coverage with the 11Alive app. All you have to do is tap that gear icon up in the upper right corner. Select those notification settings. Make sure severe weather alerts are on. You can also choose to get only the most critical warnings or all advisories, watches, and warnings if you like. The 11Alive storm trackers are here to prepare you, not scare you. All you have to do is download the 11Alive app. We'll be right back.
And I love his energy. Francesca is so smart and brilliant, and I love the way she researches stories. You're always going to get the most accurate information.
Watch Aisha, Francesca, Chesley, and Crash on the 11Alive Morning News weekdays 5 to 7.
Chesley, I just think that he's a great weather guy. He really knows what he's doing.
I love the weather because Chesley has been absolutely fabulous.
I like the way that Chesley will take the time to explain something, and I feel like I'm sitting in his classroom.
The Locked On Podcast is your new place to keep up with your team every day. Falcons, Hawks, Braves, Bulldogs. Expert analysis on Atlanta and SEC sports. Listen and subscribe at 11alive.com/lockedon.
News happens fast. Stream it faster. 11Alive News is now on Roku. Stream live newscasts and watch on demand. 11Alive News. Stream now on Roku.
Crash is definitely the funniest.
He makes it enjoyable as far as the traffic, be it good or bad.
He just feels like your Uncle Joe that's on the show that's out there to make everybody laugh and feel comfortable yet bring important traffic reports.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark.
All right, so it may feel a little like deja vu for some Coweta County residents. Tropical Depression Fred is leaving damage across the area. We're talking trees down and power outages as well. 11Alive's Mara Siriani is in East Newnan surveying the damage and has the very latest.
We've been surveying the damage here in Coweta County really all morning, and right now I'm actually in East Noonan, standing along Highway 29 South, and I will show you a large tree in this area is blocking the roadway. It came down around 8 o'clock this morning, and it also brought down some power lines with it, and I'm not sure, I'll try to show you this way. You can see Georgia power crews are also on scene, and they are making quick work. I've been to several different scenes of reported damage across the county, and a lot of it's already been cleaned up. That's the good news. It was a messy morning commute, but they are definitely making quick work of things out here. It's definitely a day to stay weather aware, but it's certainly nothing like we saw here in Coweta County back in March.
All right, Mara, thank you. So if you can do it safely, we want to see your photos and videos of any damage you are seeing in your area. All you have to do is head to the 11Alive Storm Tracker's Facebook page, ask to become a member. We're going to let you in. Then that's where you can share your videos and photos with us, and you might see them on air and online. We'll be right back.
Every day, Falcons, Hawks, Braves, Bulldogs. Expert analysis on Atlanta and SEC sports. Listen and subscribe at 11alive.com/lockedon.
News happens fast. Stream it faster. 11Alive News is now on Roku. Stream live newscasts and watch on demand. 11Alive News. Stream now on Roku.
Crash is definitely the funniest.
He makes it enjoyable as far as the traffic, be it good or bad.
He just feels like your Uncle Joe that's on the show, that's out there to make everybody laugh and feel comfortable, yet bring important traffic reports.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
They come in every day with the same spirit, with the same professionalism.
You can see the passion that comes with their reporting.
Even delivering bad news is just a great environment that they're presenting to us.
How can you really tell whether a viral story is true or false? 11Alive's Verify breaks down the claims with facts and experts so you can know whether you're seeing truth or misinformation. Watch Verify only on 11Alive News.
Morning news is just a little bit of everything to give everyone what they need to start their day. Chesley does a fantastic job of making it relatable and making it digestible. Crash with Traffic makes it so interesting, and I love his energy. Francesca is so smart and brilliant, and I love the way she researches stories. You're always gonna get the most accurate information.
Watch Aisha, Francesca, Chesley, and Crash on the 11Alive Morning News, weekdays 5 to 7.
Chesley, I just think that he's a great weather guy. He really knows what he's doing.
I love the weather because Chesley has been absolutely fabulous.
I like the way that Chesley will take the time to explain something, and I feel like I'm sitting in his classroom.
The Locked On Podcast is your new place to keep up with your team every day. Falcons, Hawks, Braves, Bulldogs. Expert analysis on Atlanta and SEC sports. Listen and subscribe at 11alive.com/lockedon.
News happens fast. Stream it faster.
This just in, new video of damage from a possible tornado in Sumter County. You can see big trees uprooted. Some landed on houses. One apartment complex had a tree fall completely through the roof. The owner of the complex says a woman was sleeping in her bed and got up just before the tree fell into her home. Emergency Management Agency Director Nigel Poole says this was nothing like he's seen before.
The storm spun up so quickly that the National Weather Service was not able to issue a tornado watch or warning for this. So with that being the case, our code red system did not activate, our sirens did not activate, because those are issued from the National Weather Service.
Chesley, we talked about how fast this was happening all day today.
Yeah, real quick spin-ups, right? That threat is just about over for us. You're looking up here to the far north. You can see how that convection is pushing further out. We'll eventually push it into North Carolina, and then over here toward the east as well, toward Augusta. You can see how it's pushing that way. Here's the center of Fred, pushing right now through the metro area, believe it or not. And we'll continue to push to the north as well, and we'll start to see some of this rain begin to get out of the way. Still got that very heavy rain up here to the north. You can see it over into Towns and again into Rabun County, so we'll watch that. Moderate rainfall still coming down in places like Gordon County, Floyd County, into Bartow County as well. And then it's light once you get further down to the south. So Social Circle over toward Atlanta, Peachtree City, you got some light rain around. You use your windshield wipers intermittently, but it'll be with us through the afternoon. Two more systems out there that we'll be focusing on for the next couple of days. We're looking at Henri and also Grace, a tropical storm. It is forecast to become a Category 1 hurricane as it slides south of Cuba. Eventually will move over the Yucatan Peninsula, then further over into Mexico. So the tropics still very active as we're saying goodbye to Fred. Finally, it will move out of our viewing area. We'll start to see some of the sunshine begin to break out. Certainly we'll get it in here by tomorrow, looking at mostly sunny skies to start. And then a few clouds will start to pop up with a few thunderstorms during the afternoon. That's when we'll see it. We'll give it about a 30 to 40% chance for your Wednesday. Thursday, 40% chance, mainly during the afternoon for a few scattered thunderstorms. 88 will be our high temperature. And then starting to heat up a little bit as we head into the weekend. Friday, 89, Saturday, 89, both days with a 30% chance for the rain, down to a 20% chance by Sunday. That'll be the drier of the 2 weekend days with 90 for your afternoon high temperature. We'll get up to 90 once again on Monday of next week. Aisha, have a good afternoon.
All right, it's been a busy day. You guys have a great one and stay safe.
Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
They come in every day with the same spirit, with the same professionalism.
You can see the passion that comes with their reporting.
Even delivering the bad news is just a great environment that they're presenting to us.
How can you really tell whether a viral story is true or false? 11Alive's Verify breaks down the claims with facts and experts so you can know whether you're seeing truth or misinformation. Watch Verify only on 11Alive News.
Morning news is